Thank you.
All right, welcome back to the Under the Fatherhood podcast. Been a few months here. Got Chris here. We just last couple months celebrated the birth of mine and my wife's son. So that took us a little bit away, and I got my co-host here, Blair.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, like Chris said, the reason we haven't been doing this is Chris just recently celebrated the birth of my nephew. He was finally able to shoot a shot and hit. And I have been transitioning into a new career field. Just finished the police academy, on the road now. So it's been tough. We've been busy for a while now. We finally were able to take a break from family life for a little bit and get this done, but we're real excited to start doing this again, and hopefully it will be something that we're going to do on a more consistent basis.
Yeah, I mean, I talk to Blair almost daily here, and one of the big things that really drew us back here was, we have a daughter already, and now with the birth of our son, Blair already having a son, something that is really important to us is just, raising them right, raising them to be type of men that, this world really needs right now. Some of which we learned in, DC Comics, and, some of which we learned in, both our military careers and, from our own fathers and father figures in our lives. We want to kind of impart that onto not only our sons, but also, hey, whole generation of YouTube watchers here. But kind of leading into another thing we're very excited about, hopefully getting to play and do together this year is Gotham Knights.
Hopefully. Chris and I talk about Gotham Knights a lot. One thing that we really fear is that it's going to get pushed back again with the new announcement. I am under the belief that it is going to be pushed back again, just because we haven't really heard that much news come out about it. We haven't really heard any new huge updates. I know we got the update about the loot system, and Chris immediately called me as soon as he read the article.
Immediately.
Listen, I need to tell you something. So yeah, it's something that we're excited about, and we're always, big on co-op games because he lives in Pennsylvania, I live in Virginia. So it's a thing that we can bond over, is continuing to play games. And I know that Chris is especially excited about it because his favorite character is going to be a part of that game. So Chris, why don't you tell us a little bit about why you're so excited about it?
Yes, sir. Red Hood, a character that I have been following and a fan of since his days as Robin. Really, just kind of something about the background, the growing up, just not a rough childhood, with Batman after his initial childhood, but, growing up on the streets, depending on the iteration, and just always having that fight, that grit, is something that I'm just very drawn to, out of all of the Batman kids per se, I feel like I kind of identify the most with Jason, just that, sometimes the right thing isn't the right thing. And sometimes you kind of need to do the wrong thing in the right situation to get things done. And that's just, plus he's just, walking around with two guns. Who doesn't like that?
I've always liked Red Hood. I like the anti-hero type character. That's why one of my favorite characters is Black Adam. He's been one of my favorites of the Bat family. I'm not a fan at all of Damian. Chris and I have talked about that at length. I stand Damian. I don't like the idea of his character. I don't like his execution in the comics as a character. I've been okay on Batgirl, not a huge fan of Batwoman, but Jason really has been. I mean, and I even like Nightwing, but I'm not a huge Dick Grayson guy, like a lot of people are. I feel like if anybody's going to be Batman, it should be Dick.
Mm-hmm.
So decide to go a different route with Batman, like in his title comic, that Dick should be the only person to take it over. However, the best character and the best written character for years now has been Jason Todd. But
Yeah, I
I,
mean, I think I 100% agree. Obviously, I think probably another video that we'll end up doing here is a ranking maybe or a comparison of the Robins because we've had a lot of conversation on just the Robins and the Bat family. Both of our beliefs is the Batman, the Bat family is the best family in DC Comics. Has the best villains, has the best rogues gallery, has the best supporting cast, whether it's the core Bat family or even someone like an Azrael or something like that gets brought in from time to time. That's something that we've had multiple conversations about, and we kind of go on all day about it, really. But the reason that we wanted to do this video is to talk about Gotham Knights, and I did, when I saw this, I did call Jason Todd, so I am sorry. Blair is gonna have to play a different character, but he's graciously accepted that, and
I will play as Nightwing.
yep.
I will take over the mantle of Nightwing. But just to talk more on that, like what type of things are you excited for, Chris? To see in the game besides the loot system.
I think that I was always a fan of the Arkham series. Getting to put on the cowl, go in there, and I think the fighting is the best out of any kind of open world game that we've played. I know another game that you're playing through right now is The Witcher, and I think it's very similar kind of open world type of concept as the Arkham games. I'm excited for that, and I'm excited to play as the Red Hood. I mean, I can't. The last Arkham Knight game, there was the DLC that you could play as a Red Hood, and I've played that small DLC probably 3 or 4 times through because I'm just excited. I mean, I can't wait to go around and shooting people with that cowl on, the helmet.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they're gonna do in terms of skills. It's gonna be RPG based because of the open world aspect, and also in the gameplay that came out during fandom. I think it was last year. We saw like the hit points coming up over people's heads when they were attacking. So there's gonna be some RPG elements, especially with the. So I'm just excited to see how they're gonna take it in terms of the skill, like how many skill trees are we going to have access to? Are they going to be, I know they're going to be unique to each character, but how many different ways can we go with that character in terms of the skills? Are they going to do, okay, you get 3 skill trees with Red Hood. Is he going to be a brawler or a shooter or something else? I'm excited to see how much freedom they're going to give us in terms of how we can play the game. I'm also excited to see the loot system and how it's going to pan out. Chris and I have played DC Universe Online since 2011. One of the main problems and one of the main reasons why we don't play the game anymore is because of the loot system and the ridiculousness of the gear in that game. I am hoping that the gear is akin to how they did it on Injustice 2 with the realistic names like nanotype tech, synthetic gloves or something like that. And just the sleek look of everybody and how everybody looked like they were going to battle. Um, I'm also excited to see um, how the loot system goes in terms of, is it random? So if Chris and I are doing, Chris and I are doing a mission together, if we both get a loot box, is it random based off of our game systems or what game file we're playing, or because we're playing together, are we both going to get the same gear? You kind of get where I'm going with that. I also am excited to see if you get the loot that you're getting based on the character you're playing. So if you're playing as Red Hood and I'm playing as Nightwing, am I going to get Batgirl gear because she's the character in the game, or am I going to get the gear of the character I'm playing? So you know we're real excited. I'm really excited about this game. It can really go any way. It's really up in the air on in terms of what they're going to do because we haven't really heard anything. But it's definitely a game that I'm going to be getting day one for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think that another thing that I'm excited for is to see what kind of customization can we do. I mean, I know that from what we've read and videos we've watched, that the way your character looks, it can change. Like we can play the game through with the same character, get the same gear, and we can look completely different by the end of the game. So I think that's something that's really cool. I also I'm really excited to see, as you said, hopefully there's skill trees, there's different ways to play. I mean, if I want to, be Jason Todd, going through and beating people melee, can I do that? Or, can I, hang back? Or, can, as Nightwing, can you, be more acrobatic and more elusive? Or are you going up there and using those eskrima sticks? I think that, having different ways to play these iconic characters. Because let's be honest, how many times have you been reading a Teen Titans comic and you've looked at Nightwing and been like, man, I would have played that differently. I would have written that or drawn that, or I would have done that differently if I was him. That's the kind of things, and that's why comics are just so exciting and so, near and dear to our hearts because, we have these conversations. These are the types of conversations that we can have because these characters have been around for so long, and hopefully they're going to continue to be around. If they're not, getting ruined, like a lot of these characters have started to get ruined, but that's a totally different conversation here. Um, yeah, I mean, it's just I'm excited. I'm excited to hopefully get a new game that I could play with my brother here. Something that we can continue to talk about and continue to grow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and how is the co-op going to work? Um, it how is the screen layout going to be, or how much interaction are we going to be able to have with each other? It's an exciting time to be a gamer and a comic book fan because these games coming out are they're getting so much more complex and advanced, and it's allowing the people who love these characters to become more involved with the characters they're playing on the screen. There is just one little detail that I hope they put in, and I hope that's color customization of your
Yes.
armor. I know Nightwing's black and blue. I know Red Hood is red. But if I wake up on the right side of the bed one morning and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be red. I'm gonna be the red and black version, or I'm gonna be red and yellow. Can do I have the opportunity to do that?
Yeah.
And I hope the game developers put that in there just to give us another avenue of customization, just another way to make the characters our own. Because the dream of mine is that you'd be able to create your own character.
Yeah.
You would be able to, pick which discipline you wanted and be able to play through Gotham that way and become a part of the Bat family as a new member. That's not something that we're getting,
No.
but having the color customization and having the avenues to kind of dictate how you play would allow us to get more involved with the characters. And I'd be okay with not creating a character then because I can make the character my own still.
Yep.
My character, even though I'm playing Nightwing, won't be the same as somebody else is playing Nightwing because of that. So that's just another little detail I hope the game devs put in.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm excited. I haven't been this excited for a game, since probably when we started playing DC Universe Online. I think,
2011.
yeah, I mean, 2011. We're going on 11 years now, that we were playing that game, and we recently just stopped. It was a combination of us getting busy, and then also just the game just getting repetitive, and having to spend money in order to get ahead in the game, and it became more about the money, it felt like to us, than it was about the game itself and the content and the players, which it is what it should always be.
Yeah, content smaller and smaller, and they, you know, fans say they didn't like the artifact system, so they scrapped it and put the ally system there, which was it's just another it's the same thing but just a different name.
Yep.
So, I don't want to get too into that because we can do a whole video series on my problems
Yes,
with DC Universe Online.
yes, we
But there is
can.
something I read recently, and I believe it was last night that I want to get your thoughts on, Chris. I don't even know if you know about this. So DC Comics this year, I believe, is killing the Justice League in the comics. And I want to get, I can already see your face. I want to get your thoughts on that, about why you think they're doing it and how much of a mistake it is going to be when they actually do it.
So I didn't know this. Comics, we can have a whole nother series on this. Comics in general have just, I mean, it's sad.
They don't even they've sucked.
Yeah, it's terrible. I mean, we've started so many different comic series, and been so excited about these different comic series, one of which is Titans Academy. First two issues were just outstanding, bringing Red X into it. I mean, it just was off to such a good start, and it just has gone downhill. I mean, I still get it. I think the last issue I started to read, I actually put it down and just put it away. I mean, that's where I'm at with the comic at this point. Um, that I think they're doing it because I think that they're trying to, one, either replace them with someone that is more, I mean, uh, not more mainstream, because what's more mainstream than the Justice League? But I'm thinking something that's maybe more social justice warrior, something that's a little bit more colorful, maybe, or whatever. That's probably what they're going to do. I think it's a giant mistake because, let's be honest, how are you going to kill Batman and then everyone be okay with it? Um, I don't know. I mean, look, Red Hood, again, my favorite character. Jason died, came back. It came back as a better character. I don't know how you make a better character out of Batman, Superman, or Wonder Woman, but, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. I will not be buying that comic.
I won't either. There's been one DC that I've liked every issue that I've read within the past, I say, year, and that was the Batman Imposter comic. Now, I haven't finished the series. I actually stopped getting the series because, like Chris said, I got busy, and money needs to go elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Kids need food and clothing. So I've liked every single issue of that so far. My issue with this is that their whole reasoning for killing Justice League is exactly what Chris said. They're going to replace them with characters that are more inclusive, that promote diversity, and that appeal to the two people that actually care about that. And they're going to starve off the last remaining fans of comics because magazines are kicking their butt for how long now?
Oh,
And they're going to freaking starve away the last of us who have actually supported comic shops and gone to the comic shops, bought the comics in print on New Comic Day, and we're all just going to leave. We're not going to go to another DC title. We're just going to leave.
oh.
we're not going to buy the comics anymore. We're just going to go buy Keanu Reeves' comic Berserker because that's a great comic, and I fully endorse anybody reading that comic because it's fantastic. It's better than anything DC's doing right now.
Yeah.
But it's going to coincide with the Flash movie. The Flash movie is getting rid of Justice League. It's completely rewriting and erasing the Snyderverse.
Mistake.
It is a mistake. I mean, Zack Snyder's Justice League was one of the most successful movies of was it 2021 or 2020?
2021.
Yeah, 2021.
Yeah.
It was one of the most successful movies in 2021. It broke records for streaming on HBO Max. And instead of giving us the Snyderverse that we want or Henry Cavill as Man of Steel, no, we're getting Blue Beetle movies. We're getting Black Batgirls. We're getting Spanish Supergirls. And they're going to erase everybody in the Flash movie. And, there's a rumor going around that Batwoman or Batgirl in the Flash movie or in her movie is going to replace Batman in that universe. And I'm telling you, this is exactly what they're going to do. Jim Lee has been a disease to DC Comics ever since he took over in his position. He's a fantastic artist, and I love all the comic. Jim Lee is the quintessential comic book artist. How I look at superheroes is because of his art, and I think that's how superheroes should be drawn. But he is a disease ever since he took over on the business side of DC Comics. They've been going down his position, and I'm done. I'm just done. It's with the Superman son being gay, they made great guys in the comics, and now they're killing off the Justice League. Why stick around?
Yeah. I agree. It's one of those things that we have continued to, almost lose the characters that we grew up with because they've just, been distorted every year. And, the reason that we enjoy the comics is because of those characters, not because of, their skin color or their, whatever, their religion or, orientation, whatever it is. It's because it's the characters that we grew up with. And those characters are going away. Again, that could be a whole video series about, the death of comic books and everything. But, there's hope, I think. There's some comics out there. Titans United was one that I really continue to enjoy. I know it was based off of the Titans TV show, which we have mixed reviews on. I think it does a lot of good. I think it also does a lot of bad. But you're not gonna appease everyone. I'm really hoping that Gotham Knights here turns it around for DC games. I hope it kind of lays the groundwork maybe for some future games, for some some future endeavors. I don't know. I just I'm excited to keep doing this podcast with you. I think we could. I think it's going to evolve. Truthfully, I don't think it's just going to be comic books. I would like for us to just kind of just be an avenue for for everyone. But I would say it's going to gear more towards fathers. I think that's something that we need to talk about a little more as society. Truthfully, I think the strong male is getting kind of pushed aside. Like that is a bad thing to be nowadays. I think we need that again. I do.
Absolutely, and we could go on a discussion about that and how masculinity is being attacked in this country, and how, like you said, it's alpha males are being pushed to the side because we're considered toxic, and that's not true at all. And the reason that we're saying these things is because it drips down into comic books.
Yeah.
You can see with what they did to Captain America, what they did to Superman, what they're doing to these other female characters. Instead of embracing these characters' femininity, they're trying to make them more masculine.
Yep.
Instead of embracing the masculinity of the male characters, they're trying to make them more feminine. And it doesn't, it's backwards. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Yep.
Even the way they're drawing the superheroes now, they're less muscular. The women have less curves. The suits are less fitting for the women,
Mm-hmm.
and the males are slimmer. They're slender. They don't really have that alpha mentality, and it's drips down into the medium that I've loved for almost my whole life,
Yeah.
and it's sad to see what it's become. Um, we do want to evolve and kind of just have conversations on this channel. If anybody watches this and then comments down and says, hey, can you guys talk about this? Hey, have you guys heard about this? We'll be sure to take that into consideration and talk about it. This is why we're doing this whole thing. Chris and I have conversations almost daily
Yep.
about everything, and we don't want to make it just a comic book channel, because that's not what we're not just about comic books.
Yep.
We have a lot of interests, and our personalities span a wide range of mediums: music, movies, TV, comics, video games,
Food, guns, knives.
guns, politics,
Yep.
children, everything. Um, so, I've known Chris for since 2009.
Yeah.
We've been best friends. We've been best friends ever since we've known each other.
Yeah.
Um, and we've always loved comics, and we've always been able to just talk about anything. And Chris and I disagree on everything. I don't want
All the
anybody
time.
that if we have a conversation, it's just gonna be me and Chris sniffing each other's butts, because that's not how it is.
Nope.
And I just spoke on masculine men, and then I talked about us sniffing each other's butts, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. That's how dogs, they pick the alpha like that, right?
That's how dogs talk about it. But no, we disagree on a lot, and but we're also able to have thoughtful conversations about it. Um, but yeah, we're real excited to get this thing going again. We've come to a point in our lives where we can kind of fit this in, so um, we're ready to get it going again.
Sir, we hope you guys, like this, and like Blair said, comment, any sort of topics or questions, anything like that, and we definitely like to continue this. So let's keep it going.
Yep, like the video, so it goes that's up there in the YouTube algorithm. Even if you don't want to subscribe, just like the video so that other people can see it. But we'll
Yep.
talk to you guys next time, and we'll be back with a new topic to talk about.
All right. God bless.